Welcome, Gemini, to your weekly love reading for July 2nd to the 8th of 2018. So let's look into your 10 card Celtic crossword. Alright. So I already shuffled off camera. Let's do a little bit here. Okay. So interesting. Somebody said that I really never pay attention to comments on the videos if they are negative. Sometimes a lot of people to say what they say, but the comments when people say I'm shuffling like this and that I'm not really shuffling the cards. I have my own way of doing that. When I'm flicking the cards with my hands, the bottom of my hands and the top of my hands are actually flicking the cards and making sure that they are moving in my hand. You'll never see the same card really repeating over and over again. If you look at see the cards there, they're not really repeating. They're different cards because I'm making sure that I'm flickering them through my hands. A lot of people want to know how to do it. I'm going to show people and make a video about that someday, but right now it was just interesting. I'm not sure what made me just say that to y'all. I know that Geminis are very curious to know different things, to learn different things, so maybe that was something that was that triggered me to speak about that. So it's so interesting though. People, you're not really shuffling. Man. So let's see. 10 card Celtic crossword for you, Gemini, for July 2nd to the 8th of 2018. Okay. In love. So we do have the theme and overall energy, the world. Alright, the world is usually maybe like a contract that you seal the deal to kind of shut something down or start something new. Sometimes it's just either side of the coin, where you're moving into something that you want to get away from, or you want to start something new. So it says that I'm just willing to make a step, take a journey, to travel, to do something different, to learn something new about myself and about my past. So a lot of you are kind of closing the door on something. So let's see the obstacle there. Yes, and trying to gain the strength to do that. It may have been a very hard lesson that you've been through, but you are trying to be compassionate with yourself, trying to maintain control of the will, so to speak. I see the world as a card of travel and just the velocity to kind of get things done. Stay motivated to maybe cross different paths, because there are two major arcanas, two issues that you may have dealt with, two different people. It just depends. So strength being there, the sign of Leo, and the world being there, Saturn, maybe karmic lessons that you've been through. Maybe it's the wheel just kind of turning. Maybe fortune turns in a different way as you approach people in different situations, because you learn different lessons from it. And it's because you are maybe dealing with secrets, a secret relationship, whatever it might be. Sometimes if you feel like you can no longer deal with it or tolerate it, you want to move away from it. If you feel like there's too many secrets that you may have had, sometimes it's your partner or love interest that may have had too many secrets that they were not willing to reveal, because maybe because of how they may have been seen in other people's eyes, or just not being accepted by you, whatever it might be. But I feel the world, and feel the High Priestess being here like a decision that you had to come to kind of end things right now. And the High Priestess could be dealing with the Pisces, but your intuition telling you things are off, just following your hunches and just saying this is what you need to do at this time, maybe even this week or in the future. So the recent past was another 2, being indecisive, not sure of what to pick. So I say what to pick, which road to pick, which area to go down, whether it's focusing on your career, focusing on love right now, maybe a big move that you would like to make, how you communicate and speak with somebody, 2 different people vying for your attention, or vice versa. And if you feel like you're left out, then you just shut the door and you keep it shut and you don't turn back. That's how you might feel. So being indecisive in some way, and also keeping very busy with other things that you might do to keep your mind distracted from a situation that's been very heavy. What's on your mind? Letting go. So that's part of what's going on. It says I shut the door, I'm done with it. Whoever it might be, that's what you feel either forced to do, or just reluctant to kind of keep dealing with something that you don't want to tolerate anymore. So the Fool is going towards a new journey, a new path, and just exploring new territory. It could be just a trip, it could be a different location, you might even want to move. It just depends on some things. Getting to know somebody else, changing your whole persona, your personal self, your image, That's something that you may have either, went through a big change that kind of forced you, that caused you to kind of say something. This is not making me happy. I want to do something else. So that might be there with the Fool. Some of you dealing with the Aries as well. The energy of person coming towards you. That person is very aggressive with how they think about you. Sometimes mental things could be going on. Mental health, sometimes people have to get these things checked out, have counseling done with you and them. It could be that they're just constantly talking to you, or the fact that they manipulate and may not talk to you in some way. That's an issue. Something that needs to be resolved. And if this is not a person coming towards you, this might be something that you deal with, because the stress that is brought about by someone not being able to communicate is often having a big effect on you and how you deal with other people in your life. So if it's that heavy, that's when you have to cut it off. That's what I feel is happening this week. And let's see, your response is the Seven of Cups in reverse. Maybe sticking to a decision, and sometimes it's having the fear that you made the wrong decision. You're kind of confused about certain things, and I feel like if you're confused and going through illusions, that's going to bring about you saying, well, if I can't really communicate with somebody or get to know them emotionally, I have to cut it off. I have to do what I have to do right now, whether I'm confused or not. This is my best defense mechanism, is to stick to my choice. That's what I feel there. Now, your partner's love interest response. Now, they could be very hostile with you, very manipulative. You could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be male or female, but a lot of times that particular person is angry with you, sometimes maybe sexually aggressive with you. Maybe you two had a sexual encounter and something went wrong, or something went very right, and it's too much of a good thing, so they may be just at you, constantly at you. And it could be a very an obsessive kind of thing going on either side of the equation. But I feel like there's something going on. This could be an outside party that could affect your situation. That's why the High Priestess is showing up as well. Now, your obstacle is moving on, letting go, just keeping your mind in the right place to stick to a decision, because you never know where that might lead you. Sometimes I feel if you make a decision to just not tolerate a situation anymore, not deal with a third party situation, that person knows how serious you are about not wanting to be a third wheel or be part of a toxic situation that is just not good for anybody. So I feel like this is an obstacle of completely moving on from somebody, not holding on to secrets or the way that you respond or talk to somebody, or vice versa, still dealing with that kind of friction and not being able to learn those lessons. So that could be definitely an obstacle, and you might be dealing with a Scorpio who's having issues with moving on from somebody as you are with them. Now the outcome is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, who is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. The home environment, not stable. Sometimes it's the back and forth with homes, with apartments, somebody home alone and being very aggressive. Sometimes you might be dealing with a partner, or you're that particular person, just depends. All right, you got to be real. If this is you who is using somebody for financial resources, using somebody for a place to stay, a place to live, offering them services or whatever it might be to get what they want, or to get what you want. So that could be some issues, but it seems like the home environment could be definitely an issue. So let's look into the High Priestess for you this week. The High Priestess for Gemini. And we have, yes, being stuck in a unhealthy, private, secret love affair kind of thing that could be going on for some. Even if you have personal secrets that you don't want to reveal, whether it's something in your personal beliefs, spirituality, whatever it might be, you still stay. You don't reveal it because you say, well, I'm just comfortable. It's like a comfort zone. So something like that, I feel that seems like the challenge is to end something, end the pattern. Clear by the High Priestess again for Gemini. The Eight of Wands. Speaking to somebody privately, texts, phone calls, whatever it might be, and not really getting the clarity or the response that you want, and you continue to do it in some way. But I feel like part of the universe may be trying to help you out to see how toxic it might be to continue to do things in this way. And I feel I did the monthly for Gemini for July. That is up. And I was mentioning how you might be texting or communicating with somebody. They might be smiling, they might not be responding back, and even if they are, they're not revealing how happy or excited they might be. And I feel like if you continue to do that, that's going to enable a certain pattern to go on, and that you need to break. So I feel like a lot of you know what this might be for you. You know, it's coming up for a reason. And let's clarify the Seven of Cups in reverse for Gemini. Yes, temptation, confusion, and the fact that there is this lover's triangle or something going on there where there's a lot of confusion there, where a lot of you might still stay stuck. You might still stay in a marriage that you want to move on from. I don't tell anybody to move on from their marriage or relationship. Work on it, see how things might go. But if you know in your heart of hearts that it's not somewhere you want to be, you shouldn't be someone who sacrifices your own happiness to stay somewhere because you're doing someone else a disservice by being there with them if you're not happy. I feel like that's important for many of you to hear. So let's see, 2 cards for Gemini for July 2nd to the 8th of 2018. And we have trust, allow the situation to unfold naturally. No, this situation calls for you to have faith. So that was a different card. Maybe that is, try to allow it to unfold naturally, not giving it to a lot of fear. And maybe trust issues is something that you have. That's why the Fool is showing up, the World, trusting your decision to kind of keep your boundaries, not give too much, not be too open about with your emotions, because you could be disappointed and overwhelmed by the lack of response and enabling somebody to keep you in a bad situation. So one more card for Gemini for July 2nd to the 8th. And then we have separation. It says time apart from your partner is on the horizon. This is the divorce card sometimes, or separation because you're dealing with financial issues or concerns, or resolving a situation that needs to be maybe resolved on its own, or do your part in resolving it by not enabling the patterns that I see here. So let's see messages for Gemini from Archangel Michael. So let's look and see. Then we have go forward fearlessly. And it says, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. So many of you are trying to maybe start something new, trying to make a decision. You might have fear of breaking away from somebody, or standing up for yourself in some way, or communicating how you really feel or what you're tired of. But go ahead and do it, and not have fear that things are going to end or not work out between you and somebody because you put a stop to the madness. So keep that in mind. I do hope that the messages did help you out. Tons of love, lots of light to you, tons of healing vibes. I wish you the best, and you can always go to psychicloveheals.com to schedule something personally for you. Have a good one.